Welcome back, everybody. It is the second quarter here in Arthur, and Arthur Lovington has the lead 21-0 over the Oakwood Comets, as Oakwood is on offense here, getting ready to try and move this ball a little bit better than they have their previous times. And Arthur is set to make the stand. Snap and a handoff up the middle. Goes for maybe a yard. And Oakwood continues to try and pound it out against Arthur.
And they had three receivers on the near side that time.
Harachki on the carry.
Thinking they would do something with them, but
stopped for no gain by Jesse Rupp.
Here you go. Here's familiar territory for them, I'm afraid. Third and long. However, they did convert that third and long with Mr. Anderson there. And they got a good chunkage of yardage there. So see what happens here.
They're clearing out the backfield and they're going to pass. They bring a blitz. The pass is completed and he has the first down. Excellent job by Oakwood there. The quarterback, Palmer Lee, down the field for 11 yards, and he gained about 2 more after that for the first down. And that was a cleared out backfield for the first time.
Yes, indeed. And Parker Lee was all by himself. He was vulnerable there, and they were coming at him, but boy, he stood tall there, and a nice job of catching the ball. And guess what? There, I think, yeah, that's another solid third down conversion.
That was a nice throw by Parker Lee off his back foot, it looked like, from here. And again, they try and bounce it out to the outside and turn that corner, and he's not going to get very many, if any.
Guthrie
so
on
no
the
gain.
Comets. He's wrapped
for
up
the Comets
by Cody Siebens, Jesse Rupp, and Jordan Fagan.
It really looks like Oakwood's trying to use their backfield speed and pit it against Arthur's defensive back speed, and Arthur's team speed is just overwhelming at the moment. I don't think Oakwood hasn't got anything to the outside yet. They had a nice run up the middle and an excellent pass on the last third down conversion. But other than that, it's just all been taking that back in the backfield. There's a handoff up the middle. They fake to the outside, but there's a flag on the play.
Came down on the near side shortly after the snap of the ball there. I think Oakwood needs to bring some blockers with them there to try to spring that running game there. Maybe just one more, and
that was a decent run for Oakwood. If they can average, 4 or 5 yards a run, they'll be doing really well.
Those 4-yard runs, you string them along, you get first downs.
It at least makes your third downs a little bit more manageable. You're
Indeed.
3rd and short instead of being 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15.
Penalty is for an illegal shift against the Comets. That'll back them up 5 yards and make it 2nd and 15.
And we've just been informed it's a legal shift. And too many guys moving in the backfield at the same time. And that backs them up to 2nd and about 15. Because that was a 10-yard penalty. And Oakwood has 2 receivers out. They run a wide receiver screen here to the near side. Excellent job by the Arthur defense out here, and I can't see the numbers. It looks like
13 there, James Allen.
Tackled there by number 21, Tyler Sherring.
And Tyler Sherring.
Number 27, Stephen Wright. Gain of 2 on the play will make it 3rd and 13.
Who knows better than what a quarterback will do? Another quarterback.
Yeah.
Tyler Sherring. So 3rd and long here. So I'll tell you, they've had some success here on 3rd and long, and
I would expect another pass here, but they only have one wide out, so they may keep it down on the ground.
On the short side of the field.
And a missed snap. And recovered. Oh, by Arthur, it looks like. The Arthur players are signaling it for them. We'll get the official. It is Arthur Lovington ball around the 33-yard line, headed into the end zone.
They will take over 1st and 10.
They got a great pursuit there, Luke. Wow,
32-yard line.
Well, their defensive line has been breaking up the O-line for Oakwood so far this entire game. And like I said, it really hurts your offense when you have defensive linemen 4 yards in the backfield before you can get your running backs out to the outside. And I mean, another bobbled snap for Oakwood. They're going to have to try and work on that bobbled snap. That's 3 or 4 already here in the first half. As Tyler Sherring's in the backfield. Man in motion is Fegan. A handoff up the middle is going to be for a loss of 2.
Stephen Wright, the ball carrier there.
Stephen Wright on the carry for the Knights.
They were in good position there, so
number 9, Colton Hackman.
we've seen what they've done when they are on the opponent's side of the field. And
Loss of 3 will make it 2nd and 13.
And 2 excellent passes for touchdown when they've been in scoring position. And they line up with 2 receivers out. Got 3 running backs there. And man in motion again. Schuring fakes the handoff, throws a fade, and I don't think him and his receiver were on the same page for that one. A little miscommunication there.
Falls incomplete.
Stevens thought he had one play, and Schuring said, no, I have a different one.
And it was fortunately no interception there. It was nobody was there, no white shirts, no red shirts there. So
Be a 3rd and long.
if you're gonna throw it away, make sure no one in the white shirts are there.
Right. And Oakwood's corners are playing back to the football defense. They're not really turning and looking at the ball. They're watching the receivers to see what they're going to do. And Schuring rolls out, does a little jump pass, and throws it behind Cody Stevens for an incomplete pass, and it'll be 4th and 13 now.
Tyler Schuring, a natural southpaw there, rolling right, throwing left there. But to his credit, though, he did get the pass off there, avoided the sack there, avoided the loss of yards, and
he had enough time. He probably should have squared up a little bit better instead of trying to make the old-fashioned Tim Tebow jump pass. And square up, set your feet, and he's got a good enough arm. We've already seen 2 times.
And they're going for it there, Luke.
Yeah, it's a good time to go for it. You're up 21-0. No reason not to, and a lob over the middle to Fegan. He's going to be in the end zone.
Caught him in stride.
Yeah, didn't slow down very much. And Fegan scores 4th touchdown for Arthur, 27-0 with 8 minutes, 22 seconds here in the 2nd quarter. And Arthur's starting to dominate. Their pass game, once they get across the 40-yard line, is unstoppable at the moment. They've had 3 wide open passes, 2 to Fagan, 1 to
Helton.
Helton, yes, sorry. To Helton, and Schuring's extra point is also good. So it is 28-0 here, as Arthur is really defending their home field.
And both passes, both touchdown passes of Fegan, as you mentioned, an opponent's real estate, and both of them were 4th down conversions, and yeah, nobody was going to touch Fegan there. Nobody. And by the way, Mr. Schuring on the extra points last week. He don't want to put the announcer's jinx on him. He was rock solid perfect last week in the win against Whipson, and so far so good, 4 for 4 on the conversions this week there. And so a little timeout there. Want to Coach Dale Schuring, some encouragement there and some good words, just keep on keeping on, guys.
And it's about time. Oakwood needs to, I think Oakwood needs to try and psych themselves up a little bit, get a little bit more excited. It's 28-0. You still have a whole another half to play. You got to come out. I mean, you can't just let this be the end of it. As Schuring gets ready for the kickoff. That is Tyler Schuring, number 21, who is the extra point kicker, the
quarterback, everything. He's
quarterback, yep.
And defensive back.
Now he's getting ready to kick off.
Schuring on the kick for the Knights. Anderson deep for the Comets.
Well, he's got a good coach, I'll tell you that.
And it's a low line driver. Decent kick taken around the 20-yard line, and he's going to go straight up the middle. Nice tackle. Waiting on the number. It looks like number 54, Logan West, on the tackle. A good hit. Takes him down 35. So they're about average right now in starting position. That's another thing about this game so far is Oakwood's started about average around the 30s, 35, and Arthur has had great field position every time they take over.
And they've capitalized. But I'll tell you, to Oakwood's credit though, they're going middle of the field there. They're not afraid one bit there. They're That was a nice little run there. There was they ran with a little conviction there on the return. So.
And we got the pistol again for Oakwood. Man in motion around the side. And handoff up the middle. And looks like Logan West in on the tackle.
And Mr. Horachki getting the call.
And that was an excellent run there. It'll be
on the carry.
second and 4.
Tackle made by West and Stephen Wright.
I'll tell you, the Comets have some solid players, some good upperclassmen there.
When their offensive line fires off the ball and actually gets into some people, they run the ball really well. And I mean, there's no lack of speed up the middle. They're having trouble sometimes getting to the outside. There's a nice keeper by Parker Lee to get the first down.
Gain of 5, good for
Sometimes you got to call your own number there. Sometimes receivers were covered there, and
James Allen.
Hey, that's a first down there.
And like I said before, Oakwood's really shifty. There were 2 or 3 fake handoffs there in the backfield, and then Parker Lee kept it himself for the first down.
And if you can get Arthur to bite just once, you never know. They could make something happen there.
Another low snap, an excellent grab by the quarterback, and a decent run for being hit in the backfield.
Oh my gosh,
for Hitachi.
Gain of 1.
Not the best of snap, and he unfortunately, Mr. Horachki was in the area there, so it was a.
We've had a young girls.
So turn what could have been a real broken play into not so bad of a broken play there.
That was a nice one-handed grab there by Parker Lee, and then still able to hand it off and gain yardage out of it. And up the middle again, and it looks like Oakwood is starting to grind out some yardage here, finally maybe wearing out Arthur's defense a little bit. A couple of good gains on the ground as Horachki carries the ball again for 3 yards. So it's a third and manageable instead of the 3rd and 13, which is what they've been at the last few times.
Now you get the option of either keep on continuing the good running, or maybe a nice little screen pass there. So
yeah, they go back to their screen pass. They've had a decent success on their passes, and Parker Lee delayed pitch, and he gets. That's to number 6, Tate Gunther, and he is dropped for about a 2-yard loss by Tyler Schuring.
A 4th and around 7.
And 4th and a good amount.
Yes.
7 or 8. So Oakwood will come on, and it looks like they will punt the ball away.
In the punt. Jordan Fagan deep return for the Knights.
Excuse me. And punt formation for Oakwood.
Fagan is back deep to receive.
Back, and that guy's got a decent. That is a nice punt. And Fagan touches the ball and picks it up. He's looking to run, and he's got some speed. And good momentum and a huge gain by Fagan, number 15 for Arthur.
Fagan is good for 30
Jordan
yards.
Fagan.
He's brought down around the 37.
And that was actually a really good punt, considering he went and watched the ball bounce around a couple yards and then nonchalantly decided to pick it up, turn around, and run for 30 yards.
And he said, Fagan's amazing. I'll tell you right now, he said, why give my Knights a long field? I got a shot at it to give my team a shorter field to work with. And man, he ran like blazes down the left side. Very nice run back, and a good punt too by for Oakwood. They gave it a good effort there on the punt.
And there's a handoff up the middle for maybe a 1-yard gain for Arthur.
I'll tell you, if Fagan didn't touch that, they would have been inside the 10-yard line
about a yard tackle
easily.
Made by 59 Skyler.
And so maybe a good idea that Fagan picked that up and ran it back there. And Arthur again is up 28-0 here as the second quarter winds down. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Here comes the senior Jesse Ruff to come into the game, number 32. He'll be, looks like a left wing there.
And there is a timeout. Arthur, I think there's some confusion in the Arthur backfield as to
timeout taken by the Knights.
Who was supposed to be in on the field.
Yeah. Make sure everyone's on the same page there, and new players there.
I don't think Dale Schuring liked what he saw.
4:44 left in the
Now you can enjoy
First half, we talk about Scholar at Unity tonight, the Villa Grove Heritage. Villa Grove merging with Heritage this year. They're out near the Iowa-Missouri border tonight against Carthage in the Battle of 1-0s there. The Arcola Purple Riders going to play Bismarck. Arcola coming up on the short side last week against Salt Fork, and Bismarck heading victorious in their Week 1 matchup. And we have a Little Oak Valley versus Vermilion Valley matchup here in Arthur. There's one with those two teams. So some pretty good games for Week 2 as we tape.
And Oakwood's got a pretty decent schedule themselves. They actually play Arcola next week, and then Hoopston the week after that, both at home. And then they're on the road at Georgetown, and then back home again for Bismarck, Henning, Westville, and Milford. And then their final game is away at Salt Fork.
And go on, Luke.
They have a lot of home games, not so many away games, as opposed to Arthur, who is going to spend most of the season visiting other places. They have, I think, this game, and Martinsville and Arcola are all at home, and then the rest of them are on the road.
And I'll tell you, the Vermilion Valley, over half the teams last year made it to the playoffs. That's a very competitive conference.
That's an excellent conference to get over half your teams in to the playoffs. Shuren getting ready to take the snap.
2nd and 9 here.
The pass out is low and incomplete. And I think one of the Arthur guys got away with a little movement there.
One of the
wideouts looked like he was moving forward a little early.
Curtis Plank was the intended receiver there, who started the game off with a bang there with that 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
And he was untouched, it looked like. And Arthur lines up. Pistol formation, 3 backs in the backfield. 2 wideouts to either side here.
See if they go back to Plank again. He's put out this side.
And look to pass, and just a little screen out to the outside. Good move to the inside, and he is tattooed. The ball is loose, and Oakwood has it. And they throw him out of bounds there. And he's pretty excited about that, but Oakwood forces the turnover, and they will start with excellent field position. And maybe this is what Oakwood needs to try and get some things turned around, get a little excitement going for them. They've needed something like that for a while now.
Andrew Curley was the guy who finally got the ball there for the Comets there. Nice double team tackle there on Stephen Wright on the Arthur trying a check down there out 10. But this is where you got to capitalize now. This is where you got to score here. No excuses.
Oakwood puts a man in motion, fakes the handoff outside, goes inside again to number 22.
Unless Arthur Lovington had with him is equal to the task here.
And 22 is Zach Hirachi.
Zach Hirachi on the carry.
That is a name.
Yes, indeed.
West. Gain of close to 5 will bring up 2nd and 5.
A good gain on first down for Oakwood. Arthur with a good stop, not letting him get too far. But 2nd and 5 here. As Oakwood, the pistol man in motion. Going again up the middle. Not much of a gain there, maybe a yard or 2. So it'll be 3rd and manageable here for Oakwood.
I'll tell you, on that last drive there for Arthur,
Hirachi on the carry again, stopped by a host of Knights tacklers.
The Oakwood Comets had the receivers covered there, and Wright was the last option there. And the Comets had some great defense, backfield, downfield. Something had to give there.
A little bobble there in the backfield by the receiver, and Oakwood takes it away and goes down the other end, and they go up the middle again. Didn't look like much of a gain on that one. And it'll be 4th and about 2.
Hirachi again on the carry, gain of 1.
They're gonna talk this one over, I think, maybe. Yep, they're gonna. Dirksmeyer and company, they're gonna discuss this one here.
And yeah, timeout for Oakwood.
Timeout taken by the Comets. They're first of the first.
What do you think? You got about 4th and 2. Do you maybe flirt with going in the air, or do you stick with your run game here?
or maybe a field goal, maybe, because sometimes a bad kicker makes a bad punt, or a. I don't know. They're pretty close to. They're pretty close to the goalpost there. You want to come away with some sort of points here. You don't want, because the last time they scored, Luke, was the last time this Comet team scored. You have to go back to October of last year, and you have to go back to October 5th against Westville, week 7 of last year. That's the last time they put any points on the board.
They're dealing with a long drought here.
Oh my gosh, we talk about a drought here. The last month, no rain here in the area, but as you mentioned though, Luke, they got the shiftiness. They can pull a rabbit out of the hat there. But it unfortunately hasn't happened on a consistent basis tonight. So this is gonna be a long discussion here.
Definitely kind of the opposites right now. Arthur is very focused, very dialed in, very good on their execution, and Oakwood is kind of sporadic with their plays. They get some nice runs up the middle, and then they lose a few yards, whether penalty or some stops in the backfield by Arthur. They have had a couple of nice passes to gain a few yards, a couple of first downs. I don't know. I would expect them to stay with the run game. 4th and 2 is still manageable. Once you get this first down, it'll be, you know, 1st and goal, and you're looking at about, they're just inside the 10-yard line, so they're on the 9. You gain the 2 yards, you're going 7, 6 yards.
And they're
for the end zone.
And they've been running at Arthur too, so they see what happens here, Luke.
As they're in the pistol, and a handoff in the backfield. He is not, doesn't look like he's going to get it. It was close. From here, it looked like they stopped him well behind the first down marker. But from where,
carry for the Comets, it appears that he is
surprised they just go north-south there. Just take it right up the middle there. Sometimes when you go laterally there, that gives the defense enough time to get into that backfield and put the brakes on there.
Yeah, again, trying to bounce to the outside. Arthur's team speed is just too much right now for Oakwood to try and bounce it out. They haven't had too much success going to the outside. They need to stay. They've had most of their success in between the tackles, going up the middle, behind the center, behind the guard. They're gaining 5 or 6 yards at a time with those kinds of plays. As Schuring is taking the snap and a handoff up the middle. And he is down for about a yard gain.
Stephen Wright, number 27.
As we have another timeout for Oakwood with about 2 minutes, 44 seconds. It's still 28-0 here in the first half. Arthur leads Oakwood. And we've seen some pretty good offensive sets here for Arthur. They started out the game with a kick return, an 80-yard kick return by Curtis Plank. And then 2 touchdown passes, 1 to Fagan, and 1 to, oh goodness, I can't remember his name.
Mr. Helton?
Helton, 1 to Helton, and then the last one was a little lob pass over the middle to Jordan Fagan again. And that gives us the score 28-0 here. And Oakwood they forced a turnover on Arthur's last possession, and couldn't capitalize, turned it over on downs, and Arthur is now taking over, trying to add another score onto the scoreboard before halftime.
And I think the timeout here just maybe stop the clock, and if Arthur Lovington does indeed is stopped on this drive, maybe give him a little time there to give him at least a play or two on offense, hoping to get back to get their offense back on the field before the first half concludes. So.
Yeah, trying to get some points on the board is always good to try and go into halftime with some points or at least a little bit of momentum on your side.
They've been knocking on the door there. They got earlier they got down to about the Arthur 30 or so, and they got down in the red zone. So they're steadily improving. Yeah, they've gotten better each and every time, and even some of their bobble snaps they've overcome and still made good yardage plays out of it. As Arthur hands off, tries to get to the outside, he breaks 1 tackle and then gets taken down, and he will be close to the first down. A gain of about 9.
On the carry for the Knights.
I'll tell you, you mentioned that speed. That was a nice individual effort there too. I was looking for some. There was a nice little block there on the edge, and then he Got a nice burst of speed there as soon as he turned that corner.
Lowered his shoulder and cleared some space, made one guy miss. As we approach the 2-minute mark, Arthur is on offense with a 3rd and 1. Tyler Schuring, the QB.
Won't be surprised if Schuring calls his own number here, maybe.
3 backs, man in motion. And there's a flag on the play.
Penalty on the play.
And it is the delay of game, I think.
I was going to say it was also, too, wouldn't be surprised if Schuring gave a hard count trying to draw him offside there, too, on a 3rd and short, and that would have been an automatic first down, especially from 3rd and 1, but now it's a 3rd and 6, and interesting what Mr. Tyler Schuring and company does here on this 3rd down play, 3rd and 6.
So 3rd and 6 with their pistol set, 2 wideouts, 3 backs in the backfield. Fagan goes in motion, and they fake the handoff up the middle. And Schuring loses the ball, and I think he recovered it.
He did.
But it'll be 4th and long on a, looks to be about a 15-yard loss.
They're inside the 5.
Yeah, so that's going to be a difficult spot to punt out from. So no matter what happens, bar turnover, Oakwood should have good field position here with 1:45 left to try and put some points on the board.
Your attention, please.
I'll tell you, that 3rd and 6 gave the Oakwood defense a little hope there to make something happen. And
the cost of the bus is $1,100.
even if it's not was an interception or a fumble recovery, just
appreciated. If you're looking to
that's not a bad consolation prize.
Athletic booster
punting it inside the 5-yard line. In fact, they're gonna punt this one. If the ball's gonna be snapped from the 4, the Arthur Lovington punter, whoever is probably Schuring, he'll be in the end zone there. So
yeah, he'll be right on the back side of the end zone, and it'll be a shorter field probably for the punter.
I wonder if we'll see everyone come in from Oakwood's side to rush the punter.
I wouldn't doubt if they try and block the punt here. I mean, 28-0. You need to. It's time to throw out whatever you can throw out and add your name to that scoreboard here.
Indeed.
But with 1:45 left, 28-0, Arthur, and Oakwood's defense is coming back out, and yep, they're back in punt formation.
Rough on the punt for the Knights.
And he's got to make sure he does not go out of bounds.
For the Comets.
And here comes and he got out. A pretty decent punt, takes an Oakwood bounce though, and he falls on it. Wow, that's rough. That was close. But Oakwood retains possession, and they will start from about the 34-yard line with 1:36 to go here, hopefully to put some points on the board.
He's covered up at the 34-yard line.
And,
he covered up with dear life. If he was vertical, man, he would have been part of the Wilson Field turf here.
That's one of the plays where the coach just kind of goes, don't do it. It's one of those plays where you should probably just let the ball lie and let them down it where it's at and take over from there. But a good job with the hands and covering up the ball. And Oakwood goes to a pass, throws complete for about a 7-8 gain.
Parker Lee's
strike that. It's about a 9-yard gain, almost 10. They're going to call it 10 yards for a first down.
Gain of, we'll call it 11.
So Oakwood moves the ball here on a nice little pass play. Parker Lee with an excellent pass for 10 yards to, I think that was number 6.
It was Mr. Guthrie.
Tate Guthrie. And they're going to split out 3 guys again with 1 back in the backfield for Oakland, 2 to the far side.
Guthrie's wide right.
And he looks to his left, finds nobody. And he throws, pass complete. And they push him out of bounds, so the clock will stop.
To Andrew Curley.
Excellent job by Oakwood so far, managing at the moment the end of this half.
Gain of 6. 2nd and 4 for the Comets.
Little short passes there.
And they're quick snaps here. And now they got 2 wideouts to our side of the field here. And a quick snap. Bobbles the snap, falls on it. And those bobbled snaps are really hurting their offense now. It's a good way to stall the drive. But they retain possession.
Final minute, first half. Just stay poised, Parker Lee. Just stay poised. Don't let that rattle you.
So third down, he throws a quick out. Ooh, dangerous pass. And if I was Parker Lee, I'd be going and apologizing to my wide receiver. Because he threw that right out there where the safety could tattoo him on the far sideline.
Tyler White made that catch there. Fourth and 4.
Props to him for catching that ball. And he's looking for the end zone. Too far. Not a bad play there, and Oakwood comes up empty despite the fact. And Arthur will take over. But Oakwood still scoreless, but some improvement here in the second quarter as compared to the first quarter, and they actually moved the ball pretty well in good field position.
And you know what, Luke? They gave the offensive line for Oakwood has been given on that drive. They gave Mr. Lee some space to throw the ball from. So if they can keep that up there, who knows?
And Arthur is set here to take what seems to be the final snap of the half, and he will take a knee. And that will end the first half of play here in Arthur, as the Arthur Lovington Knights lead 28-0 over the Oakwood 50th Comets. And we will be back with the second half here in a few minutes.
Armstrong, Potomac, nothing.